Hi everybody, it's Jessica, the Dollhouse curator, and welcome back to the curated dollhouse. As you can see, we are outside the door of my curated doll room because we are finally ready to do the full reveal of this space. I have had a blast putting together my doll room, and I really enjoyed taking you on this journey with me as we went step by step, week by week, and adding different stuff and coming up with different stuff and just enjoying the process of putting together this doll room and watching it transform from my oldest son's old bedroom into my doll space. Now, I must give you a little bit of a recap. When we initially started this project, I said I wanted this room to be industrial, comfy, country, modern. And I remember saying that probably sounded like 4 words that I just threw together, but it was my goal that those 4 words would really turn into an amazing design in my doll space. And I think we have hit the nail on the head. So, of course, before we get to the actual reveal, I want to give you a reminder of what this space looked like prior to. Other than the gray paint color on the walls, everything else got a fresh coat of Dollhouse curator ingenuity and creativity in order to be able to create the space that I knew would work best for me and to hit that industrial, comfy, country, modern aesthetic that we were hoping to get in this doll space. And now it is time. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you all to the curated dollhouse. So I want to start on this side of the room because this is where we started with putting this space together. One of the first things that we got for this space were these industrial shelves that I picked up from Lowe's. I absolutely love these shelves. They were a great addition to the doll space. They stand about 72 inches tall, 36 inches wide, and 19 inches deep. So that gives me plenty of space to make rooms and dioramas and spaces for my dolls. We also added lights to each shelf with custom extensions that hubby made me so that I don't get light bleed in areas that I don't want. So what do I mean by light bleed? Light bleed is when you are running LED lights or any kind of lighting strip and you have the light coming through in areas that you don't want it to. One of the main areas that we had light bleed was on the actual edges of the shelf. And that's where we came up with the idea to get these customizable LED lights and to do custom extensions so that we could get the light where we wanted and how we wanted it. Of course, let me turn my lights off. The shelves are colored. Yes, they are. I can get all kind of amazing colors on each of the shelves. And since they are the same brand, I can use one remote. This I absolutely love. So I was asked about Voldemort on top of the guy's shelf over here. And if you'll notice, I have Cruella on top of the girl shelf over here. And I did that because I am a villains person. So the villains had to get top billing. So we have Voldemort, Mr. Olivier in the curated dollhouse, getting top billing on our guys shelf. And of course, the infamous Cruella de Vil for our girl shelf. And I think they look absolutely amazing. I did want to highlight my Grail car. So as you see, I took a lot of the dolls off from up there to display so that we can highlight the car like I wanted to. And over here, of course, we are highlighting my Harley Davidson motorcycle that I think is absolutely beautiful. Those are my two most favorite vehicles in the house. And underneath the coffee table, we have some of my other favorites. My 2 SUVs, the Jeep, and my Barbie pickup truck. Next, I am coming to my 2/3 of my dream house. So we only have this part made over so far, but I am loving how it is looking. I recently did a video on adding the wood accents to the space and the spotlights. I love this space. I cannot wait till I get the other half done. And then this will look exactly how it is supposed to. And I will probably be ordering more of these spotlights, because not only do I want to use the spotlight idea in the second part of the dollhouse that I need to make over for this space, but I also want to use them on top of my shelves to make sure I have ample attention being drawn to my 1957 Chevy Bel Air convertible and my vintage Harley Davidson motorcycle. Next, we are going to go to a space that you all have not got to see very often. This is my workspace right now, but within a couple of days, this will be moving to my sewing area. So I decided that Marjorie had been so good to me. Yes, the sewing machine is named Marjorie. But Marjorie had been so good to me as we have been working on our sewing over the past few weeks, that we've been putting the doll room together, that she deserved to have her own space. So I used the curtains that were initially in this space. You know my favorite color is green, but green curtains weren't giving it to me the way I wanted to. So I used the curtains on my table to give it just a little bit less of a temporary aesthetic. And we have everything set up over here so that I can do my sewing and enjoy, and me and Marjorie can continue to grow in our sewing ability. Marjorie's is definitely better than mine. I have my 2 black girls over here. These are some black ladies that I found at a resale shop last year. Absolutely love them. I have 3 sets of them in this room, and I thought it was very kismic. I added a cork board so that I can start highlighting some of the beautiful stuff that I get from subscribers with their letters and pictures of stuff that they have sent me. I absolutely love it, so I wanted a special place for that. And then we are going to go over to this area. So on this side, this is my straight, comfy, cozy area. I got that recliner for $10 at a local thrift shop. It is absolutely beautiful. I loved it. We added the toolkit over in this area also, where it can kind of hide behind the door. We found some beautiful artwork at a garage sale, these 2 big ones, and I put them up there just to kind of give it a little extra. And those are my first 2 black ladies that I ever got over 26, 27 years ago. They have been with me longer than my husband and my kids, so they had to be represented in the doll space. And I also recently got me a wonderful ottoman. I have a little bit of stuff in there for storage, but I am actually using that as another comfy, cozy addition to the space, because I can sit either very low on the floor with taking the top off the ottoman and using it as a seat. I can use the ottoman itself and get to the second or the third and fourth shelves very easily. And that allows me to be able to easily play in this area in the dream house without having to be completely on the floor or to have to be battling with a chair as I'm wanting to enjoy my space. Here, I just decided to do something very simple. We have a lamp. I found this at a garage sale the other day for $5. I have my dolphin crystal with a tea light underneath to give it that coloring. And in the treasure box that I got at a garage sale, I have not all, I have a lot of my nail polish in there, because nail polish is one of my must-haves. I do my nails a lot, so part of my self-care routine is also painting my fingernails. So I thought it would be great to have my fingernail stuff easily accessible, where I can be in my space and enjoy. The toolbox was a wonderful addition to the space. It definitely hits the nail on the head when we talk about industrial, but it gave me such other ability to work with. At the top, I have a lot of knick-knack stuff that I am using. So there's some acrylic paints and some extra plug-ins, some tape, scissors, because this is another work area. I have used this for doll haircuts, for lipstick changes, because it is a nice little easy spot that I can work and I don't have to worry about if I waste anything. It does have plugs and USB ports over here as well, so everything is easily accessible. And it has storage in the drawers so that way I can get to all of the items that I may need quite easy, including, yes, I went ahead and added some of my, this is most of it, but most of my Make It Mini foods, mini brands foods, all of those. And down here, I have another drawer of additional stuff because I wanted to pare down on some of the additional plastic storage bins. I cleaned out some extra room in here so that I could get access to these items. We also have our sewing fabrics and knickknacks that we need for our sewing. And finally, we have one drawer at the bottom that is holding some additional doll furniture. This is the stuff that I can't fit into the thrift store. And this is also stuff that I am looking to go through and see if this needs to go into my external storage outside so that I can get this drawer back for some additional stuff that I know I will need internally. That turned out wonderful. I think it fits well in this space. And even though it is a big honking toolbox, it was a genius move to add this into the space. And again, I give hubby all of the credit for that. Next, we are going to hit this side. Let me close my door. There we go. Next, we are going to hit this side. So on this side, we did a little bit of just crisping up. My son surprised me one morning, or he actually did it that night, but I saw it the next morning, and he painted my doors with fresh white. Initially, as you saw in the before pictures, they were kind of an eggshelly beige, and it just didn't look as crisp and clean. I added shadow boxes to the walls to hold some dolls. I have quite a few in the collection, but I thought this was a great way to utilize this wall and to display additional dolls. I also did a full makeover on my old childhood furniture. So I have had this dresser. It also has a chest of drawers and a nightstand to go with it. And I have had this longer than I've had any other furniture in my life. Yes, I am down on the floor, and that was my knee popping. But I love how this makeover turned out. If you remember, I only used one sample size paint to do this entire dresser. I used the black on the bottom, and for the top, we took a piece of MDF board, cut it down to fit in the space in between those doors, covered it in some bulletin board paper, and this turned out lovely. Absolutely lovely. I also, to add more country and industrial to the space, I found this beautiful metal tray at a garage sale, and I had to have it because I thought it hit at least two of the design elements that I wanted to add in, and this has turned out beautifully and just really brings that space to life for me, with the dolls and the little additional touches of the statues and the other dolls and the flowers. It is absolutely beautiful, and I love it. Next, we are going to go into my favorite space. This is my Restyle closet. So in the Restyle closet, I will draw your attention first to this area. As you see, I have the thread holders that are holding my doll heads. I did go back to see if I could get a third one for the back wall, but they were still out, so I'm going to order one. But it is so nice to be able to see majority of my dolls in one space. So as I'm figuring out what I want to do, what scenes I want to create, I can come in here and see everyone and start making plans. At the top, we have a little bit of storage and some additional Make It Mini foods and mini brands and all of that stuff. I am still working to pare that down. And underneath that is the clothes. So I have gone through in my rainbow holder here are the clothes that I use most of the time. Over here are the clothes that are like for my Kelly, my Monster High, my Illy dolls, those type of clothes that are separate from here. And then we also are using the Love Doll packaging. It is clear packaging. The Love Dolls went on sale here recently for like $9 to $18. And that packaging was wonderful to be able to store stuff and still be able to see it. And I thought that was a great way to use that. Of course, I have my whiteboard up. And as you see, we have had a huge delay on getting our finale posted, but that's okay. We are here now. On this side, here is my newest set of black ladies. I found these at a garage sale. The same garage sale that I found this beautiful fabric at, that we made one of the outfits for our 3,000 subscribers giveaway doll out of. So I put them in here because it just felt right. In this space, we are highlighting some of our beautiful doll clothes and some of our dolls so that in this closet, once the doll leaves out, they have hair, they have face done, they have outfit, they have accessories, and they are ready to go to a scene in the space. Here, we are still working on trying to pare down some additional storage, but we have bags and shoes, extra lights down there from the curated dollhouse before. I'm loving it. And up top in the high storage is stuff that I don't have to get to that often. Some of my acrylic paint that I have. So since I don't have to hit that often, that is up there. So that is the tour of the entire doll space. Tell me what you think. I think we have been very successful in transforming this space from a blank, empty room into an industrial, comfy, country, modern space for the Dollhouse curator. Again, I love this space and I think it is 100% mine. Now I'm going to pause, we're going to reposition, and then we're going to finish up this video. I almost forgot one of the most important areas in the room, and that is our floor. So a few weeks ago, hubby and I were out. I mentioned that I needed to have an area rug for this space. One, to help with if I do spill or if I do get a mess somewhere, my carpet is protected. And just to add a little bit more interest to this space. So we happened up in a rug store in my area, and I found this beautiful area rug. And if you had told me at the beginning that I would be adding an animal print recliner and an animal print rug to my doll space, I would have laughed. But after getting it in, I think this hits my space perfectly. Not only does it give it a lot of interest, but I think it adds to the overall creativity of what we've been able to accomplish in this space by taking time, ingenuity, and a little bit of additional effort to get done what we wanted to do in this space. I love this rug. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I think of everything that I've added in here, it is the one thing that I thought was the most outrageous, but it is honestly turned into one of my favorite pieces in this entire space. So now it's time for you all to let me know if you think we were successful in transforming my son's old bedroom into my curated dollhouse. Our hope for this room was to create an industrial, comfy, country, modern aesthetic. and somehow I think we pulled it off. We got industrial touches with shelving and toolkits. We definitely added in some comfy cozy with the recliner and this beautiful area rug. Our country accents come in because we used everything that we had that we could to make this work on a decent budget, and the modern touches of creating a closet that I can restyle my dolls in, as well as having beautiful lighting on every single shelf on both of my doll spaces, has been absolutely wonderful. I don't think there is anything else that I can say about this space, except I am over the moon excited that it is finally done. I've enjoyed the whole process, from when we just had shelves and a coffee table all the way up to putting the final touches on the wall or in the window to watch it fall out, but we got it fixed. But it has been a wonderful journey to set this space up for myself. Again, I hope you all have enjoyed going on this full journey with me, and I hope that I have given you a lot of amazing creative ideas, fun ideas, and just a little bit of adventurous spirit in working on putting together a space for yourself. As I said, there is no way you could have convinced me that I was going to be putting a toolkit in my doll room or having animal print accents added to it, but after getting everything together, this is the way it should have been, and this is the way that we got it done. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But if you don't do any of the three, please make sure to leave me comments and let me know what you think about our entire dollhouse space. We will be back another day with another video. Bye, y'all.